Good morning, world. This is Love or Fear here. Choices, all about the choices. I have a couple of announcements. Doing the fall readings for Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. There are two messages, one for Scorpio and one for Sagittarius. They are on the 15th, 16th reading. That is unfortunately still uploading, but will be posted soon. So if you know any Sagittarius, someone with a loved one in some type of residential facility, which, currently can be thousands of people, but please direct them to this reading. Same for Sagittarius, only this is to a mom of a young boy. So take a look at the 15th, 16th, pass those on, please, particularly for the mom. You'll see the title in the description box once it comes up, probably today. I'm doing a reading for October 16th, 2020, daily readings. I'm going to try and get through all the zodiacs this time. But today and tomorrow, the 15th and 16th, I am going to make those two announcements in the hopes in particular of reaching the Sagittarius mom. So it would be greatly appreciated if anyone out there in wonderful YouTube land would help pass that around. It was an intense message. So on that note, obviously if you look in the description box, there have been some changes and that may happen again. Just kind of depends on my energy. I'll just keep reminding folks for the time being until I get it all squared away. I have a lot of those that initially start channeling and getting messages and mediumship. You have a day job in the meantime. So there is that. But without that, we're going to do the usual script. The dailies are 5 cards, starting with Capricorn all the way through Sagittarius in order. It's just easier that way for me. So it will be the same order for now. I know a lot of readers will vary it up and whatnot. Trying to keep it as simple as I can. So all that is down below, along with some additional information for you guys. Your love and support, of course, is appreciated. So if you hear messages that may resonate for someone that you know, I look forward to sharing those. I do go live periodically, and during those live sessions, I will select one person to receive a free in-depth reading. And yes, I'll be honest, it is a marketing ploy, but I'm kind of good at this. Well, it's not actually me, but be that as it may, these are 5 cards. I look at the overall energy, the most recent past, the present, the possible future. Future is never fixed. This is an opportunity to alter outcomes that may be heading your way. But there are 1,000,001 decisions you can make in a 24-hour period. So, you may alter course. It is just a possibility, probably the most strong possibility. It is not fixed. Then I'll look at the overall potential outcome of the whole situation. Some of these are more extended than others, as an opportunity for the universe to communicate with you all directly about what can be done to have a different result. So, without further ado, energies can be reversed even if another party does show up in the reading. For example, if it ends up being about a love connection and what is showing, I'm reading for each of the signs that I'm reading for. But if another energy just does come in, the roles can be reversed. Energy is fluid, even though I am asking for the next 24 hours. Some of those readings are of a much more extended nature. So call the readings timeless, even though they are intended for, these are intended for October 16th. And we'll start with Sagittarius. If I use the terms feminine or masculine, that is in reference to the energies yin, yang. They work in conjunction. We have them all. Balance is having them both equally working together without sacrificing one or the other. So it's really just about a balancing of your inner energy, which is your psychological, your emotional, your physical, your spiritual. So it's all parts of what makes us who and what we are. So Capricorn, for October 16th, 2020, the next 24 hours, beginning on October 16th. What kind of exciting dynamics are you going to bring to us today? I don't want to spend too much time on these and getting into individual energies. So Capricorn, we'll do those during the beginning and mid-month check-ins and the monthlies. Those will be individual. Oh, 7 of Cups. Okay, that's your overall energy. Options, choices, maybe too many. We'll see. Most recent past for regarding today's October 16th energy. Most recent past, relevant past for Capricorn, October 16th, 24-hour. Wow. Okay. Good abundance, stability. Present energy for Capricorn, October 16th. And possible future outcome regarding this. I came out sideways. I don't know that I know any readers that do sideways, maybe on occasion. I see it as a transitional. It could go either way. It's usually, overall possible outcome for this particular situation. There are no clarifications, by the way. There was 12 of you guys. Okay. Ooh. All right. So we got everything here. No, we don't have fire. There it is, 4 of Wands reversed. Bottom of the deck. Which may or may not be relevant. All right, so here we have options, choices in the most recent past regarding this particular group. We had a lot of stability, a lot of abundance, happiness. You know, this is material stability, which usually means, you know, family, home, you know, finances are in order, everything's solid, stable, and everything's good, at least on the outside. You know, and generally you're feeling pretty good. You know, you're feeling safe and secure and stable. You're in a solid and firm connection. 8 of Swords is about self-sabotage, not using your intuition. You know what? That is my alarm that just went off. Hold tight, Cappies. Okay, how would my alarm clock to actually go off when it's supposed to? So this is basically self-sabotage, self-entrapment. You do have the opportunity to get out of a situation. You can use your intuition. You can call for it. There's all kinds of ways, but this is generally something that we do to ourselves. Seven of Swords. It's basically somebody who's a thief. Somebody who's manipulating lying, trying to get away with something, trying to be openly sneaky, if that makes sense. The interesting thing about the Seven of Swords is you've got the Five of Swords in the bag, which is conflict, and you're walking away from the Two of Swords, which is crossroads, decisions, using your inner guidance. So you're avoiding that, heading into a conflict, heading into something that may not actually be in your highest good. So this did come out sideways. So this is something that is not yet decided. And it may be based on the rest of these energies. Man, this is one of those readings that you would want to clarify. The overall outcome, the Moon card, secrets. Subconscious, not necessarily fear, but it may be things you're hiding from yourself, truths that you are not willing to look at, which would kind of explain this present Eight of Swords and the possibility of this kind of sneaky, thievy, conflicting. This could be internal rather than external, even though the external was fine. Capricorn, the overall outcome is, I really feel like this is a reading for Capricorn. There's no other energy present. This isn't about anyone or anything else. We got 2 sevens on either end, beginning and ending. You know what, Capricorn, I don't feel like this is necessarily gone because it's external. And this is, you have to be careful with this, with options. Some of them aren't going to be, with this many options especially, some of them aren't going to be genuine. Some of them are going to be illusions. Some of them are going to be false ideas, false ideals. They could be people coming to you with offers that aren't sincere. You have to be very careful with what you choose. And I feel like this is a cover-up. I feel like this is the external cover-up for what is actually going on within you. Which feels like conflict. You know, everything looks hunky-dory, shiny, sparkly, ideal on the outside, but on the inside, Capricorn, there is stuff you are just not wanting to see, which is, or listen to within, and I feel like it's trying to communicate to you. And I think these options are about how to handle this conflicting energy. And I feel like that's what the Seven of Swords is about. Making that decision about how are you going to handle this energy. Are you going to keep hiding from yourself? Because I think enough of it is going to come in. And I feel like swords are about communication. And with the self-sabotage, it's a subconscious communication, which is exactly what the moon is. It's about the subconscious hidden secrets, things in the shadows of our minds that we may not know are there. It's also water energy, so it affects and impacts our emotions. And I feel like you are trying to keep the blindfold on. You're trying to ignore it. You're trying to avoid it. You're trying not to look at it. You don't want your subconscious mind to communicate with your exterior ego, outside of you mind. And here we have cards of that show choice, that show options, that show, because this came out sideways, you get to choose. The energy I get off of this, especially with this being, you know, potentially in the next 24 hours, this information could come to you because this is your present energy. Right? And you have the option to get out of this and create something real, truly balanced. This is not by itself a balanced energy. This is all external. This is all what you can get by give in the physical. It has nothing to do with your emotions, with your heart, with your essence. It doesn't actually have anything to do with you at all. It has to do with a skill set. But it's not you. This, underneath all this, is the real you. But you have to be willing to get in there and dig that out. And I do feel like, even though it's not showing up, if you go with the upright and you walk away with those 5 swords, which represent conflict, and you walk away from this intuition, this insight within yourself, if you don't take the time. So there's a crossroads built right into here, which is what these options and choices are about. What are you going to decide? What are you going to choose? And if you choose to go this way, the energy I'm getting is this goes away. But if you choose to go this way, this stays, and these change to something much more fulfilling and beneficial, something much more supportive, much more fulfilling. So it's up to you. I mean, always, there's always choice. You can live in a state of fear, which is really when we avoid this, what is within, pay only attention to what is without, and get ourselves in this kind of energy, that is nothing but living in a state of fear. And that is exactly what you're going to manifest. So you can retain this abundance and then also work on obtaining the inner abundance, which is going to make you much happier in the long run. Or you can keep this. I mean, and this, I have a feeling that will go away. And that's what I'm being very strongly pointed towards. So, you know, choices, all about fear, all about fear. Jeez, all about, that's what love or fear is all about, is choices. In order to live a healthier, happier, more abundant life. And I don't mean materially abundant. You know, things are not going to make you happy. In fact, other people are not going to make you happy. They can enhance your happiness, Capricorn. They can't create it for you. So, I hope that's helpful moving forward into the 24 hours between the 16th and 17th. And next up, pardon me, we have Aquarius. Aquarius. You know, guys, I've been reading pretty much all night. God, if any of you watch the Virgo through Sagittarius group. That was intense. Big energy drain. Aquarius. Oh, star card. Flip the deck. We'll see what happens. All right, Aquarius. I'm going to try and just get through everybody's. I'm not going to get into any energy. If it comes through, it comes through. It will come through the cards, regardless. So Aquarius for October 16th, 2020, and the following 24 hours for Aquarius. That was a terrible shuffle. Start card again. Illusion. And we'll see what happens. Aquarius. October 16th for the following 24 hours. Your overall energy. Most recent past, relevant recent past, present, potential future, and overall outcome, all in the next 24 hours. Aquarius. Overall energy for Aquarius. Wow. Okay. Already starting out intense, huh, Aquarius? Most recent relevant past for October 16th. Sideways again. What is it with you guys in sideways transitions? Present energy for Aquarius, October 16th, 2020. Whoa. Yeah. Alright. And most likely future within 24 hours for October 16th, 2020. Possible outcome for the 24-hour period for Aquarius. It's in reverso. And then overall likely outcome for Aquarius too. Alright. Aquarius, do not get involved with the Taurus. Actually, that's King of Pentacles. Page of Cups. We'll see if that's relevant. I have a feeling Alright, Aquarius. Overall energy is, I feel like you're waiting for communication from someone. You're waiting to get some kind of word from someone that you probably have a strong connection with or emotionally attached to. Because it's Wands, which is about passion and movement, very quick movement. Pages are young, so it could be somebody who's immature, or it could be that, you know, there is a child involved. But generally, you're waiting for communication, or you're hoping for communication. You are attached to this person, and it is not coming. At least not in the next 24 hours. 16th to 17th. The Nine of Wands, which is really kind of a victory, defending myself at all costs. I'm going to get what I want from out sideways. So I feel like there's starting to be doubt. Because you're not getting this communication. Or there was doubt. There has been doubt in the recent past. Doubt has started to come in. Or it could be it's starting to release, but with the Eight of Cups right next to it, I doubt it. I don't think this was you're coming out of. I think this is you're going into, headed into doubt. And the present is you're walking away from this person that you've been waiting for. Now that you're doubting, you're wanting to walk away. You're wanting to leave this situation. Stop with the waiting. Stop with the with the debate on whether or not to hold on, fight for, move toward. You're just like, I'm done. Giving up. This is wish fulfillment when it's in the upright. This is just giving up. Not worth putting the energy into anymore. Very nurturing, motherly, maternal, stable, not necessarily very emotional. Not necessarily really attached to anything or anyone other than material. She is nurturing, but nurturance leans more towards the material nurturing, you know, food, water, shelter, clothes, that sort of thing. Not a lot of emotional connection. Maybe some attachment, but not a lot of really deep emotional connection. This is really more someone who is stable, obviously. Knows her worth, knows her value, but they may be a little bit emotionally detached. And I feel like, Aquarius, that may be where you're headed, because whatever it is, you're probably detaching and focusing on yourself and your worth and your value, which is probably a good thing. You know, you've got a major arcana, so I feel like this could be a situation of lessons, a connection about lessons, about learning how to go from this, I'm going to stand my ground and fight for it no matter what, but there's no results, and to just kind of give up the dream and the wish and focus on you. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius, for October 16th. So I hope that helps. And, you know, honestly, other than the star card, this is the best energy, and the star was in reverse, so that's not very useful. So out of all the cards that showed up, this is actually where you want to go. This is the direction you want to head in. I have a feeling that once that occurs and all this, because Nine of Wands is really about resistance. And once that's released and you do this walking away and go through whatever heartache, heartbreak, turmoil you have to, after this wish fulfillment goes sour, you know, to be able to get in this place, that's a good thing. So I may have to break these up into two, folks. Again, no, I'll just do a continuation. I'll splice them together. I think that's what I'll do. Yes, Pisces. So there's going to be a jump somewhere between Pisces, Aries, probably. Probably after Pisces. The messages, channeling, the mediumship, it's finally starting to hit. So the energy drain and the physical drain, the mental drain, emotional drain is starting to hit big time. Which I was hoping it would hold off, but so I need to go replenish and recuperate a lot of that before I continue. Alright, Pisces. You guys have had some intense readings, Pisces. I don't remember all what they were. I think something about divine love. Sorry. Generally, reading is a much lighter form of channeling, unless I go in deep. So you don't remember much because it's going through, it's not of. Pisces, overall energy for October 16th, please. Overall energy. Ooh. See what that's about. Yeah. Pisces, most recent past relevant to October 16th, please. Most recent past relevant to October 16th. Pisces. Present energy for October 16th for Pisces. October 16th, most relevant energy for October 16th. Most likely outcome of this particular situation for October 16th. And overall possible outcome, likely outcome for this whole situation. Most likely outcome for this whole situation for Pisces. Pisces, what happens? Bottom of the deck. 6 of Cups, we'll see. Alright, 2 of Cups. I don't know if that's you yourself or if that is you and another person. But whatever is going on, you stop planning for it. Actually, it's waiting for it. You stopped waiting for any kind of success, for anything to show up, to prove to you or to be the result. Waiting for your ships to come in. It's you've put in the work, you've planned, you have taken the steps necessary to get an outcome. Now you're waiting to see that outcome come to fruition. It's like an expectation card. Like, you know this is coming. You know it's coming. You've ordered it. It's being shipped. It's being sent to you. It was sent on this day. It has an ETA, an estimated arrival date of today. But you're not waiting for it. You're not going to hang out and wait for it, even though it might be something you want or need. Present energy, or you didn't wait for it, is exhaustion. Absolute drain. You need to... Actually, it's... Yeah, absolute drain. And in your head. The universe is telling you to cut it out. It's time for this cycle to end, whatever this is. So... Pisces, you're taking your shit with you. Actually, you're not. You're not going anywhere. Nothing is changing. You're staying right where you are. But that may not be a bad thing. Because the Six of Swords is basically about moving into calmer waters, right? However, this sword energy that stabbed into the bottom of the boat, well, now there's holes in the boat. For swords, which is often a conflict sign, argument, communication, disagreement, and you're taking it with you. Upright. In reverse, you're not going anywhere because you don't want to drag those 6 swords with you. You want to get rid of them. So you're trying to create this situation that will lead to this. But it looks like you may be making some missteps. So the overall energy is the 2 of Cups in reverse. You may be... Overall energy is you may be overgiving. And you're waiting for some kind of balance to be returned, and you've just given up. And it's worn you out. You've put so much energy into whatever. It could be a situation, it could be a relationship, it could be anything, because you have cups, wands, swords, swords again. So, and the universe is coming in. This is the only major arcana. And the universe has come in and said, quit this cycle. So this is something you've done before, or close enough energetically that universe is recognizing this as some kind of cycle, as some kind of ongoing, repeated circumstance. If this is with another person, this could be about codependence. What I do see regardless is there's an overgiving and not enough giving to the self, not enough balance within. And you can see that with this Four of Swords in reverse, where it's like, I need a freaking break. I'm going to put down the sword and I'm going to go take a break. Get some rest, recuperate, rejuvenate. But you're not. You're still carrying the weight and the burden. I mean, it's not a 10 of Wands, which is a little burden. But you're still carrying this conflict with you. And you don't want to be. And adding to it at that, because you go from a 4 of Swords to a 6 of Swords. So there is something else. You're adding swords into the mix as you go through this transition. And you were waiting for somebody to give something back in kind, in balance, in equality, and you're like, nope, screw it. But you're still carrying the burden with you in your head. It's all in your mind. You're thinking about it, you're hashing it over, you're looking at the imbalance, you're looking at the unfairness, you're looking at whatever it is, whatever drama bullshit is going on here, you're still thinking about it. Now, right now. Or when you first wake up, or when you first go to bed, you are still thinking about it. And the universe is saying, cut it out. Why are you doing this? Get your boat. Get your swords. Get the swords out of the boat. Get rid of them. Patch up the boat. Then try to move forward. Because one way or the other, those swords are going to sink your ass. So, Pisces. End the cycle. Get the fuck out of your head. I'm not going to say get over this, but the only thing that's causing it to still be present in your energy at all is this right here. Focus on something else, something positive, something productive, something within you. And if this is within you, then focus on something else. If this is a lack of worth, a lack of deserving, look at what you actually do deserve. Not whether or not you feel like you deserve. That's a big belief, thought. But look at, in a very factual kind of way, if that's what works for you, what you actually deserve. Not how you know, not whether or not you feel like you deserve. If you are working, say, 50 hours a week, but you're only getting a 40-hour paycheck because wherever you're working has figured out that they can get you out of that extra 10 hours of overtime and not pay you for it, and you're still work 50 hours, that would be overgiving. Big time. And waiting to be treated fairly, waiting to get the return, waiting to get it back. No, 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 no. It is an even, equal, balanced, compatible exchange at the same time. It's not I give and then I wait for you to give. Nope. Happens here, right now. And the universe is saying, yep, George, yep, George. Get out of your head. Pisces, you're a water sign, you know better. Get out of your head. Get rid of these damn swords. And think about what you actually deserve. Belief is a bigger step, like I said. But fact, fairness, you can identify that, both intuitively and matter-of-factly. So, and of course, it's up to you. You can take all that shit with you if you want. Or you can end the cycle and stop overgiving and find your balance. And get treated with equality and fairness and stop waiting for someone else to treat you the right way. Demand it. Doesn't matter if you believe it or not, demand it anyway. And get a little empowerment out of that. That would be what I would suggest. It's something I would do. And it's like, you know what? I am not going to keep working. If I need to get some sleep, so if I need sleep and I'm looking, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if the camera's. Do you see how just exhausted she is? If you're looking that kind of rough, put those damn swords down and get you some rest. Screw this waiting around to be treated fairly just to drag more shit with you. So I don't know if you're doing this to yourself or if there's an external factor doing it. You are doing it to yourself by allowing it. If it is someone doing to you, by not setting boundaries, by not recognizing your own worth, even if you don't believe it, seeing it, recognizing it, and then demanding it, whether you believe it or not, you are actually doing this to yourself. Because you're allowing those external influences to be stronger than you are. Pisces. So, and you have a lot of support and guidance. The universe is saying, it's time to do something different. So, you do have choice, always. I will keep saying it over and over again, love or fear. This is a fear energy, of course. What occurs as a not in your highest good, not to your greatest benefit, not to your greatest happiness, kind of energy that would not be in your highest good. So sometimes our highest good has to come with some really hard lessons on the front end, but what comes after is so much better. So Pisces, I hope that helps for October 16th. And I am going to take an energy break for a while before I continue on with Aries and the rest. So there will be a little jump, but we will continue. Okay, Aries. we are to you for October 16th. And hopefully there are no more channeled messages. This body is fairly drained from earlier this morning. So Aries, for October 16th, for 24 hours. Aries, what is going on with you? You don't like these cards, Aries. You don't like this stack. This is not what you want. I'm trying not to change decks too much during one session unless I already... What do you want, Aries? You guys apparently like this one. A little bit heavier, a little bit darker. So Aries, what do you guys have going on, huh? So this is still for October 16th. 24 hours. Carries you into the 17th. What is the energy, overall energy for Aries for October 16th, 2020? You guys have a specific something coming through. Aries, October 16th, overall energy. Ooh. You guys have a lot to say, but you're going to have to pick a topic. Alrighty then. Ooh, alrighty. Alright, Aries. Most immediate past relevant to the October 16th energy. Present Aries energy for October 16th. And a lot of sideways transitional decision, crossroads. And the potential future in the next 24 hours regarding this situation from October 16th. October 16th. And the overall outcome for this particular situation. Aries, well, you guys are definitely showing up with all this fire energy. Alright, so your overall energy is an energy of abandonment. Being left out in the cold, people walking away. What's interesting in this particular deck is these characters, there's always two in the Five of Pentacles. Well, no, I have a couple of decks where there's only one, but there's typically two. They're glowing with this same energy, and you can see the symbology that there's kind of a divinity to it. So it may be a karmic experience, a lesson, and not quite as, I don't want to say impactful, but not as dark as it looks like the experience is feeling. It's not as dark as the experience is feeling. It's kind of an illusionary sort of Four of Swords in reverse. And a lot of cards look very differently. And this one, you can see the swords are actually hovering over these resting forms, and there's 2 of them. And that's usually anxiety, stress, a threat. It did come in as reverse, though. So it's more of, there may be a risk or a danger or a threat of some type, or something may feel risky, but you are kind of in control of what that looks like, sort of. I mean, if this is a communication, swords are often communication, and it could be in the mind, it could be ego mind, but whatever it is, you are the decision maker on what occurs here. It's kind of a free will type of thing, type of energy. 2 Pentacles came out sideways, decisions, which really does feed into these. This is recent past, overall energy. So it may be a decision that is coming up. You may feel this way, that you've been abandoned. And it may be you're trying to change your perspective, but you have this on, there's still some sort of choice. There's a crossroad, still juggling too much. Just, you have to put something down. I don't know if it's a perception, if it's a belief system, if it's a perspective, if it's choosing something external. A lot of times with the Pentacles, it is choosing something external, something material. So it could be about this communication. It could be in regards to whatever caused you to be excluded or abandoned. 6 of Wands in reverse. This is probably one of the oddest 6 of Wands energy. And honestly, this energy is so similar to the 9 of Wands, and in reverse, it does look like a 9, only there's 3 missing. And it is kind of a moving towards a victory, only it is in reverse. So it may be a hollow victory, or it may be a partial victory. You've had to compromise. You've had to compromise on something. I think that's or you're going to have to compromise on something. It's something that is important to you, something valuable to you. And what this is showing is that you are willing to sacrifice and compromise something that is valuable to you, which, would definitely turn this 2 of Pentacles into the reverse, having made a decision. You cannot change the past. This is recent past. But this may not be the right answer for you. You're going to have to listen to your intuition on that. Go within. Whatever this decision is about, you are compromising, and I think you know that. That's why it's a fire energy. It is something that is important to you, valuable to you. It's something you feel strongly about. And this compromise may have something to do with getting you out of this, or you think it does. But the overall outcome is the King of Wands in reverse. And what that tells me with the 6 of Wands in reverse is this compromise really kind of undermines your sense of self and faith and confidence in who you are and your value systems. It really triggers some kind of deep inner question and about what do you really stand for? To give up this king within yourself that you probably have worked very hard to get to, and now you've compromised it, very likely in order to get out of this energy, because this is the overall energy. And it may be that this is so difficult and painful in the moment that you are willing to sacrifice when it comes up, the opportunity shows up, and it may be in the next 24 hours. That you're willing to sacrifice this to get out of this, which then puts you here. And it's really compromising you from within. So take a look again at this Five of Pentacles. And this is probably something business, work related. It could be some sort of external partnership. I don't feel like this is like intimate relationship at all. This is something material. It could have something to do with your housing. You know, it could be a partnership or relationship, like a marriage or whatnot, because that can be structured as kind of almost a business dynamic. Because it has those financial elements and stability and all of that. So it's up to you, know your situation, you know what it is. I do feel like this is more job, career, opportunity, maybe social even, and acceptance being brought back into the fold. Maybe a promotion. But it does have more of that because of the two sets of pentacles. And it's got you stressed out. I feel like you have the power, you have the control. You know, you have the option, you have a choice to make. But going back and forth, what do I do? I want to get out of this energy, but I don't want to lose this energy. I really don't want to compromise myself, but this is not a good place for me. So what I feel like, Aries, is this is a test. How committed are you to yourself and to your values and to your strength and to your power and to what you have worked so hard to get to within? So if you look, these characters that are out in the cold and look hunched and broken down and ragged, and there is rain or snow, there's not a whole lot to be comfortable about. But if you look, this glowing around each of them, it's divine protection. So as bad as it looks, as bad as it feels, as bad as it seems, there's other ways. And they will come up, I feel like. Maybe not right on the heels of this decision. You may need to be willing to stay in this place for a little bit. And that's a tough decision to make. It really is. But I do feel like it's a test. So, from the universe. And, you know, what happens if you are willing to sacrifice? Unfortunately, I don't know. You could end up staying here anyway. as a karmic consequence are ending up right back here. Things aren't as hunky-dory great as it initially seemed. So I don't really know. Unfortunately, I'm not getting that in this reading. It's too short. You know, but of course there is the offer below for an extended. We could always look into that if you're interested. But what I feel like universe is suggesting, because it's not a major arcana, there are none, because there is this free will. There is this choice to be made. So it's not guided. You are to use your own discernment in what you choose. And that's what tests are all about, to see how well we've learned our lessons. If we haven't learned them well enough, we go back and we redo it. So there is no divine intervention other than setting up the experience. And you do have to choose. You know. And you are going to have to sacrifice one or the other. Unfortunately. You know, you keep this and potentially stay here a little bit longer. Or possibly get out of this and sacrifice yourself on a deeper level. This is outside. This is the external. This is the internal. So it's up to you. It really is. It's not. I don't envy this situation at all. But it will be valuable regardless of how it works out. Regardless of what you do, you will learn a great deal from this experience. So it's a huge growth opportunity. So let me know how it goes for you, Aries, what you decide to do. Just kind of curious. Maybe it'll show up in tomorrow's daily. And so now we move on to Taurus. Taurus, how you doing? Starting to move into some of that heavier energy. Not that Capricorn, not that the, you know, early winter, early first part of the year hasn't been heavy, but this fall winter, man. All right, Taurus. I know I got you guys all out of order, but that's okay. The habit is somewhat established. Trying to remake it is not always the best idea. Whereas technically you are after, no, that's right, you guys are, you're right, no, that's right. Because you're in, why am I blanking on dates? April, May? Yeah, I don't know all the signs' dates. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not that cool. I know a little bit about numerology. I know a little bit about astrology. Pretty much everything goes through from the divine. You know, just recently started seeing the cards before they show up. I don't actually need them, but it definitely gives a lot more information with them. What I get is very broad and it's more energetic, so it doesn't give a lot of detail, it doesn't really give a lot to express or explain. An energy reading is such a weird experience. Taurus, what is your overall energy for October 16th? Wow. I don't know if that's right. These two tend to come out together quite a lot. There is some kind of relationship in this deck with these two cards. Eight of Swords in reverse and the High Priestess. I'm going to keep them. Fan buzzing. Guys, I know it's got to be louder in recording than it is for me. It's right under the mouth. I had to have my trackpad replaced. And I think something's just not seated quite right. Okay. October 16th, Taurus. Most recent relevant past for this reading. Taurus, you guys have been pretty heavy lately too. Let's see. The starting energy is, the overall is pretty nice. And then we get the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. That's lovely. At least it's passed. Present energy, October 16th, 24 hours for Taurus, please. October 16th. I find if my hands are so small, if I kind of, I'm not going to take that one. I leave myself a little cushion, so to speak. The cards don't tend to flip over my fingers as much. Potential future outcome in this situation for the 24-hour period for Taurus. Potential 24-hour outcome in this situation for Taurus. Taurus, you're in a period of transition too. In decision making. Overall potential outcome for this situation as a whole. Overall outcome for this situation as a whole. Yeah, okay. Alright, Taurus. Good then. Bottom of the deck is World in reverse. May or may not be relevant. We'll see. This is pretty powerful energy right here. So the overall energy here, High Priestess, with the Eight of Swords in reverse. This is an interesting rendition of that card. If you look, I have actually never noticed that. I've had these cards a while too. It is true to the Eight of Swords upright, where it is a sense of being trapped, imprisoned, stuck. I never really noticed that it was a spider web with the swords sort of gated around her. And there's this sort of... I always kind of had a different sort of dancer kind of energy out of this, just by the form. But in reverse, it's like a free fall out of that space, almost to the point of diving or flying, and just the sheer weight is going to push her through that web. It's like an anti-gravity sort of experience. And there's really not much she has to do other than let go. and allow the free fall. And then she's no longer trapped and stuck. And the High Priestess is about our higher intuition, our connection with Source, God, whatever. Looks like she's playing basketball. But it's actually a transfer of information going on here. So it's like an orb that feeds us our intuition, our information as we need it, trusting that, you know, we get what we need when we need it, and not before, not after. So there is definitely a lot of trust energy going on. Trusting yourself, trusting whatever higher power you believe in, and trusting that your freedom from this situation, from this trap, which you probably willingly got yourself into, but you can willingly get yourself out. And you have the support and guidance to do it. You know, and there's an element of divine timing. We get the information that we need when we need it. We get what we need as we need it, as it's intended. And it does share with us how to get out of these kind of tight places, these traps, these inner stuckness, sometimes even outer, external and internal. But it comes from an internal source, our connection with Source, with our higher self, with the divine, regardless of what name you use. So this level of trust in self and the higher power and the communication in between, that is all any of us actually need right here. In the most recent past, 9 of Pentacles, independence, stability. But in this deck, this is a darker deck for sure, not as dark as some of the others I have. But it feels like more of it's an ego founded. You know, there's stability, there's independence, there's some sense of being well off. You know, you kind of have this maybe this luxury hawk sort of thing. You can kind of see the frizzies for something that may be an expensive coat or jacket. The traditional 9 of Pentacles is really more of a focus on having one's wealth, but appreciating and valuing the simple things. This feels much more ego driven if it were in the upright. You know, there's no sunshine. It's kind of a dark, dull, swampy kind of color. So you may be coming into from this space. This may be what had you stuck. Was this perception that, you know, having these sort of external benefits gave you a sense of freedom that you didn't have once? But you're kind of coming out of that perception, or you did. You started looking at things differently. You started looking at your material stability, your material wealth, with just a little bit of cross-eyedness or side-eye, like, is this really what it looks like? Present energy. 3 of Wands came out sideways. So the 3 of Wands, oh, excuse me. Sorry, Taurus, thought I was getting interrupted. So this is like waiting for your ships to come in. This is having done all your planning, and you are moving into the next steps. You're moving into the next set of stages to make something that you have spent time and dedication planning. And so it's kind of like when the ships come in, like you're waiting for a shipment. That's the way I kind of feel about it. And in order to take the next step, you have to have, the goods and materials that you need. And there's a calmness and yet sort of an inner excitement. But it's just kind of a waiting period right now to get what you need in order to take the next step. In reverse, it's stagnation, no movement. You came out sideways. So it may be you're still kind of in a Two of Wands in the planning phases, and you're getting very close to the first move, the first action, or it could be something in your thought still. What will this look like? What might this be like? What might this change and this creation of this new thing be? So you are somewhere between final planning and implementation. I do feel like there's a little bit of an uncertainty. Two of Pentacles, again, came out sideways. So there may be some level of doubt about this. I feel like, you know what? I feel like you got kind of used to this. And so there's some hesitation to completely break it. And there's some fear about moving out of this energy, but the overall energy is you are trusting yourself. But even when we trust ourselves in the divine, we're still human. We still have ego. We still have fear and doubt and insecurity. And I actually feel like that may be what's holding you up a little bit in fully committing to whatever it is that you are building. And I feel like with the Pentacles, with the Swords, with all this energy feels very external, but the processing of the decision making and dealing with the insecurity and the fear and the stress and this faith, that's internal. This is an external project though. So there's a lot of internal stuff going on, but there is a concrete project, investment, dream, something you are literally working on building, creating, manifesting. I don't want to say manifesting. It's not something that's going to come in. It's something that you are working to create or build. And something that's pretty important to you, I feel like. But with the High Priestess here and the Three of Wands, that's, the Pentacles are your energy. Very grounded, very, funds and finances are important to Earth energies because it's what stabilizes the rest of everything else. That's Earth is very present in the material realm. A well-balanced Earth energy will have that balance inward as well. And it'll be at that spiritual, heart, emotional basis, just very grounded, very level, very stable. And it shows up very much in the external. But I do feel like there's some remnant fear and insecurity, and so there's kind of a pause here. Can I really do this? Or do I really need to do this right now? Or, that between the completion of planning and the actual first steps. And is right now the right time? And there's a reason these pentacles are important. You know, we're in the middle of COVID and a lot of people are struggling financially. There is a reason that that is showing up. That is a potential, or you perceive it as a potential barrier. And it's concerning. And is this the right time? Well, here's where this guidance is coming in. And there's the need to trust. So for those creative Taurus that are trying to build and develop and move from what seemed like a very safe and secure kind of place, you know, and here's the other piece. You're going to go from the 9 to the 2. This is not going to be easy. This is not going to be easy, Taurus. But you are going to fight for it. You are going to seriously fight for it. 9 of Wands would be victory. 7 of Wands is you have to stand your ground and fight against the odds. It's going to challenge you. But you go from the 3 of Wands. If you move forward, you go from the 3 of Wands to the 7 of Wands. So it does take a lot of trust. It does take a lot of faith. It does take a lot of trusting your own intuition, your own guidance, as well as the, you know, relying on that the universe is not going to let you down. That even if this project were to fail, and it's not headed in that direction right now, even if this, whatever this is that you are investing so much into, even if it failed, highest and greatest good, the universe is on your side, always. So you would learn a lot from this experience, and I don't think, honestly, I don't think you would give up. I think you'd recoup somehow and try again. Taurus are pretty stubborn. You don't give up real easy, and you know this is a good idea, whatever it is. You know this can work. You know it has this potential, and you know you have the drive to keep it going until you do hit that 9 of Wands, that success. And then you have the 9 of Wands with the 9 of Pentacles. It's gonna light that shit up. You imagine if this were a 9 of victory. Just don't forget your gratitude. You have a lot of support and guidance, both within yourself and with the divine. So there's a balancing of the effort and energy and work and guidance in this. So don't forget your gratitude. So Taurus, whatever this is, I'm excited for you. I do hope you choose to move forward. I know now is a scary time. You know, the idea of investing your resources right now, to not hold on to them, to not maintain this sense of stability and safety and security in your material world, in your income, your home, your house, whatever it is that has you feel pretty independent right here, to go to a decision that effectively would reduce this to a 1 of Pentacles, which would be an Ace of Pentacles. What do you think about them apples? You make that decision, suddenly this 2 of Pentacles. You're not juggling too much. You're not making a decision. You're moving forward. Indecisiveness, which then becomes the Ace of Pentacles. which is way above a 9 of Pentacles. It's ultimate stability. It's a new beginning. Brand new, guided beginning. And it is a co-creation between you and the divine. So check that out, Taurus. Get all up in that power. That's awesome. That was really awesome. So whatever this project is, Taurus, it could be something as simple as a book. Well, books aren't simple. It could be a new job. It could be moving into a new career. It could be going back to school for a whole new, subject, or developing it further. It's not telling me what it is. They aren't telling me what it's specifically about. There's too many of you probably with a gazillion and one interests, drives, passions. But whatever this is, it does feel very passionate, especially with that 7 of Wands in there. There's just that hesitancy between that 2 of Wands or 3 of Wands. Well, kind of in that transition between the 2 and the 3. So you are in that kind of hesitant decision making, and the divine is strongly suggesting supporting and move forward. So best of luck. So it'll either be a raging success or it'll be a raging successful lesson, and you'll stand up, brush yourself off, and try again. So there is divine support and guidance. The High Priestess is no joke. It could be a Libra or a Virgo that's supporting you. But I doubt it. That's not the energy I got. So, hope that helps and encourages and supports you on whatever it is, that particular collective of Taurus. That again, you are currently in a transitional phase between self-love and divine love and fear. So that hesitancy, you're worried about the future, you're worried about your stability, but that overall energy there, divine love, divine support. So, and they came through to show you what your potential is. So believe in yourself. Love you enough to live out your dream. You have it. You have what you need. So live your dreams. All right. Did I say Cancer earlier? It's Gemini. I apologize. Gemini, you guys need to settle down. that dual energy. Was it you guys that had the Queen and King of Cups and the 2 8 of Pentacles? Or 9 of Pentacles. That's what it was. 2. I had no idea that there was, but obviously it was needed. I think it was you guys, Gemini. I'm not sure. But on we go for October 16th for the 24-hour reading for Gemini. The twins. You guys, I don't know what. You guys have some really intriguing, complex energy. I only know one Gemini that I'm aware of. So you guys aren't terribly common as far as. But then again, it seems like times of year of birth and whatnot varies by area you're in, temperature, that sort of thing. So maybe there is more of you on the coast where, it might be a bit warmer, more of the year. Gemini. I want to find some super happy, I love my meditation music and all. There's some days where you just want something upbeat. It's kind of stormy, chilly, cloudy, dark, hazy. Maybe that's why you guys wanted these cards. Who was it that actually wanted these? Aries? I think it was. All right, Gemini, your overall energy. I'm coming out of something. 24 hours, October 16th, most relevant recent past for Gemini. Relevant to, wow, okay. What is it with you guys transitioning? And the 2 of Cups of that. Present energy for Gemini, October 16th. Ooh. Potential future, we'll see. I forgot. 2 of Cups lovers, Gemini, that could be your own energy. Moon, that could be Pisces or Cancer. Any earth sign. Virgo, Taurus. I can never remember what Sagittarius is. I don't know why. Probably because I don't know any. Alright, y'all, what do you think? I don't think I have any Capricorns either. That's my North Node? South Node? Yeah, I told you guys, not that into astrology. Whichever one is the opposite of you that you are supposed to move into. That's my Capricorn. I have no idea what that actually means. What do you guys think of Sagittarius? Just because I don't know any. Just wondering. Personality. I mean, I could read it, but meeting people's a totally different thing. All right. Potential outcome for this particular reading for... Wow. You guys wasted no time. And again, another transmute. Okay. This is going to be... Overall likely outcome for this particular situation. And... Okay, did not expect that. Gemini. This is actually, honestly, the amount of conflict, conflicting energy. You have the sun and the moon in reverse. You have your overall energy and you have the possible overall conflict. So this is coming out of the shadows. This is awareness. This is self-awareness, self-attunement. This is being connected with one's shadow self or feminine side. You know your situation. You know the overall energy and the overall state that you are in. And this is, pardon me, more of an emotional energy. Feminine, emotional. This is more the masculine energy. Thought, thinking. So you may be moving out of your feminine feature, Gemini, more into your masculine aspect, which is fine. I mean, we have both. We do tend to flip-flop them rather than... I'm not sure what balance actually means in this case. I don't know if it's that we trade them off and use them in relative equivalence over the course of our lifetimes, or if it's we're supposed to be able to access both anytime at 50%. Depends on how you look at it. But we do have both. And ultimately, as long as we're balanced in each of our feminine and masculine, then it may not matter the frequency, duration, what have you. To have the feminine temper the masculine and the masculine temper the feminine. Not try and control, not try to own. So you may be in this transitional space right now. Moving from your feminine energy. And it kind of shows up right here. You have the Two of Cups, which is really interesting because there's both a lion for Leo there are the two swans, which is divine love. And there's also a sword, which is truth, honesty, integrity. So you've got your masculine, you've got your feminine energy, and you've got this integrity and this honesty and this sort of divine energy. So this could be you, Gemini, and showing up this transition. So you're going from this, maybe from this self-love energy, or maybe loving of others, into this more conflicted, aggressive energy. You know, so you're, and the transition, or maybe the trigger, the cause, the space that you are in, it could be what is driving Six of Pentacles in reverse. Now this particular Six of Pentacles is kind of hard to read energetically. Upright, you can see the scale is unevenly tipped, and you see her looking down, kind of like, are you sure that's all I'm getting? You know, it's just kind of this being taken advantage of sort of energy. Like somebody that needs a little bit more, but they're not getting it. Six of Pentacles in reverse. That energy is still there. And I kind of feel like this is your feminine energy. And you're actually getting kind of pissed, Gemini. You're getting kind of pissed. And, you know, the energy between the Moon card and the Sun card. So you can see the crustacean, which is Scorpio. You can see the dogs, which represents loyalty, subconscious love, family. You can see the towers, so very much this balanced, divine, feminine kind of energy, which is what the moon is. And in this, this crustacean is sort of like, do I really want to come out and reveal everything? There's all these clouds. You turn it this way, and you really kind of have more of a yin-yang sort of energy to it. It is very much this sense of revelation. Whereas the moon card is, it's a much softer energy overall, regardless. The Sun card is supposed to be the happiest card in the deck. I don't get that from this particular Sun card. There is a celebration here. But there's also sort of this figure right in the middle here. They've got their third eye. They've got that halo of lightning and flame and fire. And there's a freedom. It's like a seagull. And these people are sort of worshiping, praying. It's kind of a very sun god kind of energy. Sun god. And what happens when you anger the sun god? Yeah, it's not always going to be real good. So this is also Leo. This is also Cancer. 2 cups is water. 2 of Cancer. Did I say 2 of Cancer? Moon is, Cancer is ruled by the moon. Leo is ruled by the sun. You also have the Leo here, so you may be connected to a Leo in some way. Or it could be somebody that you were working with is a Leo. And again, fire energy. And then we have the earth energy, which is more grounded, more balanced. And I feel like you've tried to deal with this in a very emotional, compassionate, kind way, because it's your preference. Gemini is to have this compassion, is strength, but softer, not demanding. But this situation, which I feel like it's somehow work, school, something, is something not directly connected to you, like at home, not a relationship, not necessarily a friendship. It could be any of those things. But you're getting pissed. You don't want to go in this direction, but if this doesn't get somehow addressed, corrected, and because this is a 24-hour reading and it's Thursday, by the end of the week, I think you're gonna be kicking some ass and taking names. And you know, you're not meek in this moon energy. You are not hiding your thoughts, opinions, feelings. You're just being gentler about them. But you are getting tired of this. You are in this experiential aspect of it where it is happening, and I feel like this is something that's happened before. And you've about had it. You're right in the middle where it could go either way. That's why these are sideways. You are right here where it could go either way. Do remember, Gemini, you do have choice. You do have ultimate control and power over you, no matter what anyone else is doing. Okay? So even if you are angry and there's conflict, you don't need to make it violent and vile and volatile. You can stay in a balanced, grounded energy and still address it very appropriately with a lot of self-respect, self-regard. I think if you end up with this upright, I think that's going to disturb you. It's going to disturb your energy. I think what you actually want to do is have this one upright, this one in reverse, that you are meeting this conflict with love and compassion and firmness. You've got that, you're not hiding how you feel. You're not hiding what you think. You're not hiding, how this situation's affecting you. But you're using this energy to deal with it with kindness. Directly, very pointedly, very on purpose, very intentionally. And there's heat there, and there's power there, and there's strength there, but you don't have to make it this. It's choice. And what is within is without. If you end up with this energy being expressed externally toward this situation, then that's what's going to go on with you inside. And it's probably not going to do you a whole lot of good. So, and it's not worth it. It's not worth wasting that much energy. Whereas if you stay just kind of on this more level, even, you know, that energy's still there. It's just kind of neutralized and used more in a more balanced, effective way. That power of your masculine energy, that strength, that fire, it is still there. You're just not letting it run the show. You use both these energies to deal with this. So maybe look at what it is that's causing you to feel like the situation's imbalanced in truth. And I don't mean because they're doing someone else or something else outside of you is causing you to feel, why are you emotionally reacting to this situation with this potential, even though you've tried to take the action steps. Anger, frustration, those are all masks for fear, usually one of lack. Lack of control, lack of power, lack of finances, material goods, lack of recognition, which are all external based. And this isn't going to be a real healthy energy for you anyway. So maybe look at all the reasons that this energy here, this Five of Wands, because they're sideways. You're in a transitional choice. You are literally exactly where love and fear is all about. Here's the love. Here's the fear. Here is what needs to make the decision, or what's causing this. And this is all about you, honey. Which way do you want these cards to go? Yes, this is past. This is something, but you know what? That is within you. That is still you. So it's not actually past. You just transitioned from that emotion, and you are transitioning to this one. But you have the opportunity, because you haven't completely gone there yet. You're here. So you can choose. You can choose to keep your love energy, and you can choose to keep your justice without the anger, without the fear, without the lack. There is a level of justice that does need to be addressed, I feel like. But when we turn the Five of Swords from upside down to right side up, that's the difference between justice and fear. This is being assertive and direct and calm and intentional. It's still a conflict because there's a disagreement. There is something going on that is not equal, is not fair, is not balanced. So, you know, that's this. I am not going to let another situation control my value, control justice, because I can address this, because it is an external, so you can't, you know, obviously. I can deal this with fairness and equanimity. I can't talk. And be with and hold on to my value, to my self-respect, and be direct and be assertive versus aggressive. And I can do it with compassion without giving up anything. And without hiding, without this. See, and the great thing is, you're not in the moon reversed. But you get out of this justice into this anger, and which is founded on fear of lack of control, lack of power, lack of justice. And that moon gets turned right back around. Probably not where you want to go. I'm thinking I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't. So, I'd rather have the moon in reverse, coming out of that darkness, coming out of the subconscious, but having the awareness and have that sun energy. There's all that happiness, that balance, that sunshine to light up the shadows, but keep that feminine energy, that intuition. So listen to your inner feminine. It's not all about emotion. You see the Leo in there. You see there are 2 swans. There is a sword there. So listen to this energy. See what she has to say. That would be your moon. Your feminine, your intuition. This is your masculine, your power, your control, your thinking, your rationale. This is a very watery card with Leo right smack in the middle of it. So, another sign of Gemini, or if you're like me, Cancer, Leo. Good luck, Gemini. Spend a little time with that. You do have the power within you to go either way. And if you move into that fear situation, that anger, guess who's still in control? You've just given away all your power. All your inner power. This situation may have control on the outside, which you may or may not be able to correct. You can address, you can honor yourself, you can respect yourself, you can value yourself, and address it directly and properly. But you move into that 5 of Wands upright with that aggression and that anger and that heat. You've just given away all your power. So this situation, you've given up yourself. You've given up your balance. And you just handed it over to someone else. That's the one thing you can control. You may not be able to control this situation. But you sure shit can control this one. So, it's up to you. You can keep your honor, your respect, your balance, your peace, your value. And I'm not saying you won't get them back. I'm not saying this is a permanent kind of thing, situation, But even in the moment, we learn. We learn from our experiences. We learn from our choices. We learn from what is within us and when we're going to use which energy and why. And the biggest thing is that why. Take a look at that. If you're gearing up to get into this aggressive energy, look at what this is actually about for you within. It's not about the outside. This is triggering something that's already there. It's just a matter of deciding, is it going to be justice and respect and value? Or is it going to be aggression and anger? So it's up to you. Anyway, I hope that helps. Whatever that situation is that is potentially coming up for you, that you are in the middle of deciding what to do about, and how you want to approach it, whether you're going to walk away. I wouldn't walk away, personally. I would, if I were in your shoes, Gemini, I would confront it. It can be very uncomfortable, but it's also staying in your power. It's offering whatever control in the situation you do have. And the only thing ultimately we can control, I do apologize. The only thing ultimately we can control is ourselves. in this choice, to be in a state of love or fear, and how are we going to respond to the things that trigger our fear, and then choose whether or not we are going to end up in a state of love or fear and fear. And you know what? Sometimes some of those things are deep enough, they just take a while. And that's okay. You know, each layer peels back another layer. Each time we do let that fear control, we see a little bit more about it. And that's one of the ways that healing those fears, those doubts, those insecurities, those things that trigger our frustration, our anger, which are all masks for fear. That's how we learn what they are. So, Cancer. I definitely don't want to hang out in this